Alright, good morning everybody. It's Michael Ortman. Alright, so it's September 24th. Wow, it's actually September 25th now. Jiminy Crickets. Right? Is it September 26th? 5th. September 25th. This year has flown by. It's crazy. So we are currently in the midst of, we're getting a bunch of ground that's worked up. What I mean by worked up is, we got a set of 6-bottom moldboard plows. Moldboard plows, what they do is it's called horizontal tillage. So it takes the sod and it just rolls it over. So whatever's green's on top is going to be underneath, and then you have the dirt, the soil is going to be exposed. So 2025 cropping season has been extraordinarily unique with a lot of challenges. This spring it was hot and dry. Not let me phrase that. This spring was extraordinarily cold and wet. It wasn't like it was like inches and inches and inches of rain, but it was just consistently raining, and it was also cold. It was 50 degrees up until June. So it made it challenging to get our corn planted, our soybeans planted, do any spring tillage. So we didn't get our crop planted until like super late. The only thing that saved us this year was the last fall of 24. We had gone around, and the ground that we picked up, because we're in the growth stage right now for our business, especially with the grain crops, is we plowed and harrowed ground up until I think the last day we planted was November 18th of winter rye. So we just worked last year to get ground ready. So all we had to do was just to no-till the crops, and no-till means you're not having to disturb the soil. There's some different discs and some more down pressure, which I'll get into later, about to get the seed in the ground in the correct depth. So the biggest thing to say this year is we were able to no-till, I think it was 85% of our crops, which is the first time we've ever done that at that scale as well. So this year, since we had about 200 acres of ground that we were not able to get planted in the spring, we are getting it moldboard plowed, we're getting our liquid manure spread harrowed, and we are planting winter rye as our cover crop currently. So we got today on the 25th of September, we get another day of some rain showers, which is also much needed. A little late to get crops grown, but very needed, because we've been in a decent drought now for going on a couple months. We've had a couple spotty rain showers here and there, but it's been super dry. And after today, I think the weather's looking to be dry again for at least another week or so. So this year, we had two extremes, cold and wet in the spring to try to get any crops planted, and then it's been hot and dry during the summer, so none of our poor crops, they wanted to grow. So we're getting ground ready to go for next year, get winter rye planted. Winter rye also, there's 2 fields that we're planting to harvest for our own seed next year to replant again. And then in a couple days, we're going to mow off the last bit of the hay that we're going to do this year. With the being so hot and dry, many of us farmers in St. Lawrence County suffered some losses with yield. So hay did not grow, did not amount to much because there's no water for second and third cutting. There was actually a field we always do third cutting. We're just going to let it be, and we'll mow it next year. So our yields are down. And then same thing with our corn and soybeans. The grain fill is also down as well. So meaning it takes water in order to make a kernel of corn. It takes water in order to make a bean off the soybean plants. So the plants will look good, but if there's no moisture, then the kernel and the bean, the grain, well, called the grain, doesn't have the ability to fill and fill properly. So like the corn, there may be kernels on the corn cob, but it's gonna be its low test weight, so it's not gonna be very heavy. So then today we got a meeting with our couple vets, our state veterinarian, and our regular vet. We do just a yearly meeting, see how things are going. So we gotta do that this morning. Get our cows milked. Make more phone calls. Continue to get more of you, get more of our fantastic customers. So farming for us, it's because we're a dairy farm. Every day, we always are milking our cows. So no matter what, we're up at least 5:30 every single day to get out, get our cows in the barn, get them fed, get them milked, and then on to the next task. Every day on a dairy farm, there's tasks that are just done regardless. If there's feeding, caretaking, if something's broken that needs to be fixed that day, then we fix it. For instance, last night, I got to be able to feed corn, and in order to do that, or corn silage. So in order to do that, we use a tractor bucket to dig it out of an ag bag, where corn has been packed into and fermented, and then load it into a wagon, which then goes into a cart. But the bucket, and it's my fault. I push it, I push everything longer or farther than it should go sometimes because it takes time to fix everything. But anyways, the bucket in the corners, it peeled apart finally because it's seen a lot of digging, seen a lot of scooping. So I wasn't unable to use it anymore without completely destroying the bucket. So last night I spent a few hours, had to pound it back out, heat it up with our torches, pound it out straight, and then I didn't have the right metal, so I just kind of had a couple pieces of angle iron that we used. Got it welded in there to at least make it through today, so we can get some new metal. We're gonna still be kind of be careful with it, so I don't completely destroy it again. But what I'll do is we'll cut the old welds out. It's not a ton of welds, it's just enough to hold it together. We'll get the right metal. We'll finish fabricating it so it all fits properly, and then I'm no welder. I'm a cobber. I just send it and call it a day. So we'll put it together, or I'll end up cutting everything out, grind it, clean it up, put it back together, and then it'll be back in business. So right now, it's busy. We got farmers are out there, they're hustling to get the corn silage all chopped. So there's another week, 10 days, or 2 weeks or so that farmers are pushing to get that done for the year. So they get all done in a short window, and then we're gonna be on to we're gonna be on the corn and soybeans and corn. So we had some what was it, maybe a week ago now, we had the first couple frosts of the season, and 2 nights in a row it got below 30 degrees. And with corn and soybeans, frost will kill it. And so we're in whatever stage is it in. So they weren't terrible killing frost. Frost wasn't everywhere just because of in St. Lawrence County, it's valleys and hillsides, so only the real low spots got hit. But we farm alongside a lot of rivers in St. Lawrence County. There's 4 rivers that go through our location. So we had the blessings that the frost basically said, all right, that's it, corn and soybeans, you guys are done, figure it out. So our corn, because some of our corn got planted super late, that it's still in the filling stage it hasn't quite dented yet or completely filled the corn. So there is a possibility that we may combine that corn still, but we're going to take it at a higher moisture. We'd run it through our hammer mill, and then we'll put it in a bag, and it'd be called high moisture corn. Don't really want to do that, but we may do that just because it won't make it as typical or average grain corn. Like grain corn is a kernel, the plant dries down to 20% moisture. We go through with the combine. We take just the kernel off the cob, leave the rest, and then that corn would get turned into cornmeal. So, haven't decided what we're going to do yet. We're going to just wait and see and go from there. But either way, we got lots of hogs that we could feed it to if we can't sell it. So yeah, so it's just more of the same. My farm. I've been in the growth stage now for for quite a while. So we're the grain business. We're just growing. We're just taking as good pieces of ground, good pieces of land that is decently drained, come available. We pick them up. We get them tilled up, or we get the old brush and the hay cleaned off, and get them ready for the following year to plant. So we're constantly in growth mode in every stage because I have two families to support on our farm. My family, and then my parents. And then with agriculture, the fantastic thing about it is, thankfully, nothing is cheap. So in order to go and plant corn or plant soybeans or put out more cows, it just takes a substantial amount more equity. Takes a substantial amount more labor, which is always a challenge. It just takes a lot more. So with farming, it's not as simple, I'm going to go and milk 100 more cows, or I'm going to go and crop 500 more acres of land. No, it takes a significant amount of infrastructure to get there, and then time in every aspect. So to get to the levels that we would need in order to support two families comfortably or more, it takes a lot of pain and headaches to get there because of the infrastructure you have to build to do it. So yeah. So we got that going on. We got this podcast idea. Hey guys, find us on social. Let us know what you think. We're gonna give it a shot. See what you want to talk about, listen to. But you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. You can find us on TikTok as well. We throw a lot of all the social media that I'm doing or pushing hard to do. I have a goal, which is to help educate and connect you guys to our farm and other farmers. But the thing that's going to be different with me that we are doing is we don't have a ton of time to put into it. And honestly, I don't want to put a ton of time into social media. I want you just to see that's real. So a lot of the stuff I'll throw like some music up with, but we're just out doing our thing every day. So like I could be milking a cow or mowing a yard or mowing a field or fixing something. I take a quick 1-minute video and we just send it out there so you guys can consistently get snapshots of what is going on during the day. We also throw out a lot of Facebook Lives too. I'm not really talking a lot in the lives itself just because it can be noisy. It's hard to hear what's going on. But like last night when we were doing the welding on the tractor bucket, I just threw the live up there and let you guys see, how a farmer cobs together a welding job. So that's our mission is I will get better at this, but as I'm doing all this, podcast recording, social media recording we're putting out, we're working at the same time, multitasking. As when I go out and walk out to get the cows in the morning, take a quick video, we're sending it out. So we're giving everything we can into it to help grow our platform, get you guys to see what it is, and this is real. Like there's not a deep bench. We're not we're not trying to fluff everything up. What you see is what you get, and that's the biggest thing in the farming community, especially when it comes to mentalities. It is what you get. What you see is what you get. You know, who you meet is who it's gonna be. Typically, farmers are gonna be real. They're gonna be straight up. You know, we go through a lot of hard times. We got a lot of obstacles. We got a lot of hard decisions to make. It shapes a lot of farmers and it grounds them in reality. It just makes men men. You know, it just makes people unwavering. You know, resolute. It just makes people. It makes people you know, true and honest, and it's a life that I'm glad I got to live, because it's hard work. Physically it's hard, but it's also, if you need to have work that's physical. Mentally it's hard, but you need to have work that's mentally. So you need to be able to work hard and work smart at the same time. You know, especially with farming. You know, you need to be an entrepreneur, you need to be a herdsman, a caretaker, a mechanic. You need to be all these different things, but you need to be able to then take on the daily grind, the constant challenges every day, the obstacles. I don't know if there's a day where I don't have obstacles on our farm anymore. The only difference is I just weather those storms better because of how many have gone through. It's like, oh, okay, this is, no big deal. And every farmer, most of them, well, I can't say every, a lot of us are like that. It's just, oh, let's just get it solved. Let's just get it done. Oh, this cow that's in pasture decided, want to try to squeeze between two cows or two trees, and so then he got stuck. So now we got to get the cow out. Like, it's just silly things that just constantly happen, which is crazy. So yeah, I love it. I'm glad to do it. This is what I wanted. I wanted to farm to raise my family on, because there's just no better education, in my opinion, than just the grind of farming. So yeah, it's interesting. Like today, we're trying to get the rest of our cropping done, but PTO clutch went on one of our tractors. We got to get that fixed in order to run our grain cart. We had brakes on another tractor. Our hit or miss. The other day, we just blew a radiator hose. It's just little things constantly, every day. But if we didn't have those problems, it wouldn't make us better. So I guess it's stressful. My wife always says it's like, how do you live in the stress? Well, I don't know. It just is. It's just what we do. It's just what we do. We just problem solve. Say our MFers and complain and maybe swear a little bit, but other than that, you just get back at it again. So, all right, guys. So this is just a regular grind of our podcast. Like I said, check us out on all our social medias. We also have an Outward Farms app that we launched. We're still in the early stages of development. We launched it early this year, back in February. It's a community. It's our own it's like a social media where you can comment, we'll post stuff out there. But the biggest thing that we're doing with it is we're actively building educational content, so like certification courses, to teach people, or to be geared more towards families and households and kids, to teach them what it takes to run a farm. Actually, at least our farm to begin with. So there isn't a lot available yet for people, because it's all behind the scenes. But we encourage you to go check it out. You can kind of see the platform that we're building. Let us know what you think. There are also a couple stores in there as well, built-in stores that you can order off a phone, off your app. So if you're a member with us, or if you're a non-member, you can check out our business and just, support us. And remember, if you don't live in the Massena area by us, where you could possibly buy products from us. Try to seek out any of your a local farm. Stop it one day. Just say, hey, what can I do to help you? Do you sell beef? Do you sell pork? Do you sell milk? What do you sell here that I could buy that I don't have to buy at a grocery store? And do it, because that's going to mean a great deal with a lot of farms. And then you can start to build a movement and at least start sourcing all the products you can source from locally that you could possibly. Won't be able to get everything, but at least you can get some things. And the impact that that's going to have on that farmer is going to be significant. Trust me. Mentally, it's going to be significant. I'm going to say there's going to be hope. Financially, it's going to help. And then you get to meet people that you can start learning about people that, they're producing your food. So, all right, guys, have a great day.